Hello everyone. Today's story is Where the Wild Things Are by Maurice Sendak. Now this is known as a children's classic, and that's because it's been around for nearly 60 years. So your parents and possibly your grandparents may have had this story read to them when they were around your age, and it's one of my favourites. And I'm probably going to say that with almost every book that I read to you because I love so many books, but my own children really loved reading this one. So, Where the Wild Things Are by Maurice Sendak. The night Max wore his wolf suit and made mischief of one kind or another. What's he up to? What's the mischief? What's the naughtiness that he's doing in that picture? What's he doing in this one? He's up to mischief. He's up to no good. He's being a bit naughty, isn't he? His mother called him Wild Thing, and Max said, "I'll eat you up." So he was sent to bed without eating anything. That very night, in Max's room, a forest grew and grew. How's Max feeling about that? What can you tell from looking at his expression on his face in the picture? And grew until the ceiling hung with vines and the walls became the world all around. And an ocean tumbled by with a private boat for Max. And he sailed off through night and day. And in and out of weeks. And almost over a year to where the wild things are. And when he came to the place where the wild things are, they roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. Have a look at those wild things. Do you think they look scary or do you think they look friendly? I don't think they're too scary. This one's my favourite because I like the t-shirt he's wearing, the nice stripy t-shirt. What do you like about them? Till Max said, "Be still." And he tamed them all with a magic trick of staring into all their yellow eyes without blinking once. And they were frightened and called him the most wild thing of all. And made him king of all the wild things. "And now," cried Max, "let the wild rumpus start." What do you think a wild rumpus is? Do you think it's a party or do you think they're going to get up to some more mischief? What are they doing here? Looks like they're singing or howling and jumping and dancing under the light of the moon, doesn't it? What are they doing in this picture? They're hanging from the trees, aren't they? I know some of you are very good at hanging from the monkey bars. And Max is riding along them in this picture. How do you think he's feeling here? His head's up, his shoulders are back. Do you think he's really proud to be the king of all the wild things? "Now stop," said Max, and sent the wild things off to bed without their supper. And Max, the king of all the wild things, was lonely, and he wanted to be where someone loved him best of all. Where do you think that might be? Then all around, from far away across the world, he smelled good things to eat. So he gave up being king of where the wild things are. But the wild thing said, "Oh, please don't go. We'll eat you up, we love you so." And Max said, "No." The wild things roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. But Max stepped into his private boat and waved goodbye. Where do you think he's going? And sailed back over a year and in and out of weeks and through a day. And into the night of his very own room, where he found his supper waiting for him. And it was still hot. So do you think Max really went off to a different world and really met all these different wild things? Or do you think it was his imagination? And when he could smell the good things that made him want to come home, it was his supper, wasn't it, waiting for him? And he decided that he was going to come home and have his supper. Well, I hope you enjoyed that story. I'll read you another one again soon. Bye.